Well, welcome back. In just the last few weeks, 25 people have died from a heroin overdose within Winnebago County, and now the federal government is stepping in to save lives. We have 16th District Congressman Kinzinger joining me now, and we of course appreciate you being here.
Sure, yeah.
This is a very serious subject, especially within Winnebago County. Why is the federal government stepping in? Why did you feel the need to get involved?
So what we've seen is there are a lot of gaps that aren't being filled, and the federal government can fill that. Some of it's resourcing when it comes to recovery, resourcing when it comes to training for first responders. Narcan, for instance, is very important if somebody shows up and you have somebody that's overdosing. But beyond that, it's an understanding that, you know, look, when you take that first pill, a lot of people don't even know what opioids are. That's like your Vicodin, your Oxy, and if you take that in an abusive setting, there's a good chance that that ends up leading to you doing heroin, which we know is a huge problem around here, which ultimately leads to death and overdose. And so bringing that awareness and filling in those resources where necessary is what we want to do.
And so this is a new law coming in. What is in the new law that is different from what we've seen before?
Well, again, it's setting up grant programs for giving training to, for instance, the Rockford Police Department to say this is what you do if you come onto a heroin overdose. You know, you may not be able to call EMTs. I got a bill in there that actually allows EMTs coming off of military duty to be certified as EMTs in a state now versus having to go through recertification, helping first responding. Again, it's good for treatment. It's good for everything in prevention. And this is the first step to, I think, multiple steps to really tackle this epidemic.
I want to talk to you about some other subjects, obviously. A lot happening today. Donald Trump appeared to call on Russian hackers to find the 30,000 emails coming from Hillary Clinton. Just your feelings on that, because we see you in the media, we see you in the national media as well.
Look, I've always said I'm a Republican. I want to get to yes on Donald Trump because that, you know, I'm a Republican. When you say things though like you're encouraging the Russians to hack 30,000 emails, which he also said prior contained classified information, that's reckless. It's not good for a commander potentially to say that. Look, Russia is a very bad country. They're a competitor of ours. They're one of the chief concerns in the world, and I think to show any kind of empathy to them and to show that frankly you wouldn't even follow Article 5 on NATO is very dangerous and reckless.
And so you say that you want to get closer to saying yes. You want to get closer to supporting him. You're not there yet. You know, November is creeping up here. What will you do if you are not supporting him, and what will it take for you to do that?
Well, I'm not going to support Hillary. So if I don't get to where I can support him, I will make sure I vote for Mark Kirk for the Senate and down ballot. I may write somebody in. I may skip. I'll probably end up writing somebody in. I want to get there. I know Donald Trump starts his national security briefings in a week, and my hope is that maybe that opens his eyes to the challenges of Russia, ISIS, Bashar al-Assad, and the problems around the world.
Do you think that your opinion will change now with just a few months to go? Because you've this entire time said you want to get behind him. The more things you're seeing, it almost seems like you're going the opposite direction, that you're going further from him.
It's tough. Look, I have nothing against anybody that supports him. I mean, he has a message. He's tapping into a lot of anger that's very real out there. I think he has to show solutions and not just reflect the anger back to people. I don't know what it's going to take to get me there, and I'm not straddling a fence or being too cute by half. I hope that I get there, and I hope when I see it, I know. When I see it, I will know. But I hope it happens. But it's a tough situation to be in, and, you know, frankly, I think there's a lot of Americans like me that are struggling with this presidential election.
We're on that fence right now, and I want to ask you about one more thing, too. You know, you came into the community, you had a town hall meeting inviting everybody to come in, talking about crime, another major issue in Rockford. I know that you see that. What is happening after that town hall meeting? What can we take away from that? Because a lot of times, a lot of people argue we can just talk around here. Where is there any action? What are you taking from that meeting?
Well, see, look, my job and my goal in doing that is to facilitate the conversation. So both from the law enforcement perspective and from the community perspective. We see in the recent spate of police shootings and shootings of, you know, in essence, unarmed people in the community, that there is concern on both sides. And if we keep win versus trying to come to figure out what the real problem is, it's just going to raise the temperature. So my intention is to continue those conversations. We've had a lot of people that have come up and said they enjoyed that, and it's really up to the community now to take what conversations we had and figure out how to put that into action. I'll facilitate the best I can, but the community has got to really step forward and make those happen.
All right, well, we really appreciate it. Thanks again.